Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to take another look at the Whittaker family. A fellow YouTuber by the name of Mortal Faces has documented the entire lineage of the Whittaker family over the last few generations, and because so many of you asked for details on what the lineage looked like, I thought we would take a look at his video and react to it today. So, instead of looking at Mark's crew and what they're doing and an update on the Whittakers, we'll take a look at the past and see the full family lineage of our favorite family from odd West Virginia, the Whittakers.
Mark posted a video on his channel, Soft White Underbelly, that brought instant attention to this family deep inside rural West Virginia. The Whittakers and their poverty-stricken conditions won the hearts of so many across the nation, for he showed the humanity of this family. From the outside, they could seem strange and mysterious with their nonverbal members like Ray, Lorraine, and Timmy, but when we get to view them up close, we came to realize, yeah, they're poor, yeah, they're messy, but they care for each other, and each of them have their own personalities and contributions to the family. Take Betty, for example. She's the matriarch of the group, keeping them all fed and clothed and taken care of. Then there's Ray and Timmy. They may not speak, but they're big bowls of sunshine and put a smile on your face whenever you see them, and you begin to realize that they can communicate quite effectively in their own ways. Most of the information I got from Mark and his videos, so all credit goes to him, including some of the stills I'll be using in this presentation. But in this video, along with my additional genealogical research, I managed to piece together the family history of the Whittakers and create this family tree so we can see where they came from and reveal where each of these family members sit within their clan.
So there's quite a genealogy, so I'm just going to remove my camera for a minute so that we can see the work that Mortal Faces has done. Wow, it's something that I don't have that talent. I've never done any genealogy on my own family, so to see the ability to track so far in the past is very remarkable. Really kudos to Mortal Faces and what he's done with this work.
Came from and reveal where each of these family members sit within their clan. Here's the Whittakers family. At the bottom we can see Lorraine, Timmy, Betty, Ray, Larry, and Kenneth. But I'm going to start at the top and then work our way down. The earliest Whittaker ancestor I could find was Joseph Musgrave Whittaker I, who came to America in 1755 as a newborn. Both his parents, we don't know their last names, but their first names were Charles and Rosie Ann. Charles and Rosie Ann were from London, England. Charles was born in 1705 and christened at Holy Trinity the Less in London, while Rosie Ann was born in 1725. When Charles was 50 and Rosie Ann was 30, they departed for America. Joseph was born on the ship, but during their voyage, the parents died. Baby Joseph was now an orphan. We don't know if he was traveling with other family who adopted him, or if they had friends, or if a random stranger from the boat adopted him, but somebody did because he survived and settled in Wythe, Virginia, and died in 1838, aged 83, with 11 children and a wife named Zobedia Obedience. Since we don't know his parents' last names, the surname Whittaker could have been given to him by his adoptive parents, or maybe Whittaker was his true family name. We don't know. One of Joseph Whittaker.
So it's amazing to me how far we can track our past. So have you tracked your genealogy? Let me know in the comments below if you've done your genealogy research, and is there anything fascinating that you found in your own search of your own family? Because this type of thing piques my interest and makes me want to take a deeper look into my own past. Quite remarkable.
The first sons was James Harvey Whittaker Sr., born in 1778. And he died in 1864, aged 86. He got married and had about 11 or 12 children. And one of his sons was James Jr. in 1816. He married Pamela, and they had Thomas Willis Whittaker, who died in 1892. From Thomas, this is where the interesting entanglement happens. Thomas married Elizabeth Perkins, the daughter of James and Lucy Perkins. Elizabeth had a sister, Mary, who married Samuel Riggs. They had 6 other siblings, but we're going to focus on these 2. Mary and Samuel had children of their own, and 2 of them were Macy and Ada. Both sisters married into the Whittaker family to 2 of the children of Thomas and Elizabeth. So their mother-in-law, Elizabeth, was also their aunt. With the 7 children from Thomas and Elizabeth, the 2 twin boys, Henry and John, are the ones we want to focus on. Both were born in 1882. John married Ada Riggs and Henry married another girl, Sarah Burton. Then each of the twin boys and their wives had a family of their own. And it's these 2 families that come together again with Betty and her siblings. Henry and Sarah's 5th child was John Emory Whittaker in 1913, and John and Ada's 6th child was Gracie Irene Whittaker in 1920. Both were paternal first cousins, sharing the same grandparents, Thomas and Elizabeth, but also second cousins sharing the same great-grandparents, James and Lucy.
Wow.
According to Larry, their dad John was a coal miner and could be mean sometimes and give a spanking when they got in trouble. He would walk to work every day and people would give him rides coming home. He got hurt in the mines one time and it messed up his back. According to Betty, their mom was rough on the girls. She wouldn't even let them go on dates. When their mom, Gracie, was 44, she got sick. She had heart trouble and cancer, so she had difficulty standing. And this is when Betty began to take on more responsibilities at home after school and take care of the others. She promised her mom she would never get married and always look after her siblings. John and Gracie.
Wow, so special. I know we've talked about Betty in the past, but what she does for the entire Whittaker family is unheralded. She's done amazing work, and I think we all worry about Betty's health because she really has been more of a mother figure for that entire family for many, many years. And if you look at the recent updates by Mark and his crew, Betty's health has deteriorated a lot. And so I think we all worry about Betty, but wow, the commitment to her mother not to marry and to take care of her siblings, it's selfless at a whole nother level.
He brought their family genes back together with their 15 children. The ones that I dropped down got married. Eileen Violet died when she was 60. She was a homemaker and died from a heart attack, but she did have a son, Frankie, and 2 grandchildren when she passed in 1997. Then there's Emery Whittaker. He died 3 months old from pneumonia. Barbara died when she was 68. She was a homemaker and member of the Baptist Church in Odd, West Virginia. She enjoyed going to church, picnics, and spending time with her family. Based on her photo, it is possible that she inherited a disorder like her siblings, but she was married and widowed. The 4th child was Nanny Lou, born in 1942, but we don't know when she died. All we know is that she was buried in Hannah Lily Cemetery, West Virginia, and she was married. Connie's next. We don't know much about Connie or her birth date, nor if she passed. All I know is that she was probably an older sister born after Nanny, but I don't know if she was born before or after Freddie. She was married with her husband James. The 6th child was Freddie. He was the one that Mark and the family mentioned in his video. He passed in 2013 and is this man in the popular Whittaker photo alongside Ray and Timmy, taken in 2004. The 7th child was Lorraine, the quietest one of the bunch. She was born in 1946 and is 76 years old as of 2022. She unfortunately was assaulted in her 30s, resulting in her son, Timmy, which makes Timmy the nephew of Betty and the rest of the gang. He was born.
Oh, so that gives us a little bit of insight. I recall either reading or seeing that in the past. So Lorraine was assaulted when she was younger, and Timmy is a result. So Lorraine is actually Timmy's mother.
In 1979. Mary Madeline is next. She died at 10 months old. And then there's John Wade, born in 1950 and died this year in 2022, aged 71, following a long battle of lung cancer. He was a helpful man, ready to help his neighbors, and he also enjoyed planting and gardening. He was married to Rosemary, and together they had 5 boys,
fairly
Carl,
healthy.
Wayne, Jeremy, John, and Jason.
5
his son
kids.
Jason could be the same Jason that Mark and Betty mentioned, went to prison and left his little dog in the care of Betty. John.
So Jason. So this is probably Jason's father. And if you remember, Jason is the cousin who, early in Mark's expeditions there in Odd, Jason was in prison and returned recently to Odd, West Virginia, and Mark interviewed him. And we have a reaction video to that. So, again, I will post that at the end of this video. If you've not seen that video, take a look at that video, and because we asked some serious questions about Jason and what Jason is doing back in Odd, West Virginia, when his family, I believe it was in Illinois, is still there, his daughters, and he was trying to rehabilitate his relationship there.
Also had several grandchildren and 1 great-grandson. Betty is their 10th child, and she was born in 1952, which makes her 70 in 2022. And then her younger brother was Ray, one of our favorites. He was born in 1953. He is 69. Larry, he along with Kenneth, were the 2 new Whittakers introduced in Mark's 2022 videos. Larry, who is 66 as of this year, lives in the trailer across the street where the family's childhood home used to be before it fell down. He was married, but not anymore, and he has a daughter also named Betty. After Larry comes Kenneth, born in...
And sorry to interrupt again, but we saw Larry's granddaughter in one of the recent updates when the Whittakers go to the fair. We saw Brandon and Lewis, his grandsons, and then we actually saw his daughter in a video a few weeks ago, and then Larry's grand boys, Lewis and Brandon. And then we saw the granddaughter. Betty was holding her before they went to the fair. So we're getting to know a lot more of the family now and understanding the full family tree.
In 1957, and at 65, he was married to a woman named Amber, but then got divorced. He has a stepdaughter as well. Kenneth moved into the newly built house beside his brothers and sisters, but ran out of money to finish the drywall. Both him and Larry help take care of Ray, Timmy, and Lorraine alongside Betty, but he does work. One of his previous jobs was cutting timber and working in the country club. He usually does the cooking in the evening while Betty does breakfast. The youngest daughter was Judy. She was born in 1959 and died in 2021, aged 62. She was married to Arnold Accord, who passed away in 2014, and she lived down the street from Betty and the gang. She had 7 children. 4 boys, 3 girls, and many grandchildren. Finally, we have Michael Stephen, or Stevie Whittaker. He was born in 1950 or 1960 and then died in 2001. To end this family tree, there's one woman, Janice Whittaker, who died in 2004. If you watched Mark's videos on the Whittakers, Mark mentions that he met the Whittakers in 2004 when he was doing his book, and they were having a funeral for someone. He said possibly an aunt. Well, it turns out Janice was the sister-in-law to the family born in 1953. This would make her in the age range to be a sister-in-law to one of the siblings, maybe Larry or Kenneth's previous wife, or even Michael.
Alrighty, well, that's just a short video looking at the family tree of our favorite family in Odd, West Virginia. They are local celebrities now. Take a look at Mortal Faces' YouTube page. I find it to be very fascinating, the genealogy and the approach that he's done. He's very thorough. He's obviously done a lot of research onto the videos and educating people. We've all had questions about the Whittakers, and Mortal Faces has come through documenting it very well for us. So please, I will leave his link to his page in the description below, and go and take a look at it, because I think he deserves a look. But that is it for today. That was a quick reaction video. We just wanted to see what the Whittakers' past looked like, and that's what I think we did today. So thanks for everyone for watching. If you can, please subscribe to my channel, give a comment, like. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know about your family tree. And has there been anything interesting that you've discovered in your family tree as you've done genealogy research? So everyone, thanks for your time and thanks for watching the video. All right, bye.